I'm just gonna say this. When somebody do something you don't like, your best response is nothing. People.
Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe. So in today's video, we'll be talking about the power of silence. Have you ever noticed how some of the most powerful moments in life are filled with silence? Think about it. When someone gives you the cold shoulder, it stings more than 1,000 words. When a person walks away instead of arguing, their absence echoes louder than their voice ever could. Silence is not just the absence of your words, it's a statement, it's a strategy, and sometimes the loudest response. So today we dive deep into the power of silence, how it can shift the dynamic to relationship, command respect, and even change your life. So I've put the videos together so that you watch and learn. I'll be back to share my true sense.
I'm just gonna say this. When somebody do something you don't like, your best response is nothing. People are expecting a reaction out of you, which is why they do the things that they do. Because if you do nothing and you control your emotions, that's gonna piss them off. That's equivalent to pissing somebody off with kindness. People don't like when people don't have no reaction. Not everything deserves a reaction, and that's something that I also had to learn. Sometimes the best thing you can do in a situation is be mute. Oh, say, oh, okay. I understand. Got it. You don't gotta type these long paragraphs to get your point across. You can get your point across with one word. Okay. We have to stop giving energy to people that don't deserve it. Next time you and that man get into it, just say okay. I promise. I promise he gonna be wondering what happened. And gonna be questioning the fact why you not upset. Once you learn to take control over your emotions, I promise you ain't gonna have no problems.
Yo, let's talk about how saying nothing is saying everything. Every time I get disappointed, I might say something one time, and if it's not fixed, I will never ever say nothing ever again. I will never address the issue again. Nothing. Like, you're going to feel my absence. I go 100% ghost. I don't post on Instagram. I don't text them. I don't say anything. I don't call. I don't even think about them. I try to keep myself so busy, so I don't even have time to think about this person or these people, whatever the case may be. And people can really feel energy. People can feel energy, y'all. I cannot stress that enough. People can really feel your energy. And when you're not reacting, you're not saying anything, you win. No matter how bad the situation may be, no matter how much you want to say something, I be wanting to say something. I be wanting to go off all the time. But I'm like, you know what? Saying nothing is saying everything. And I just want to let y'all know that silence is power. Like, silence is really a superpower. So don't say nothing. Don't say nothing to nobody. Don't put no pressure on nobody. Just do you, stay busy, and just be you.
Silence is the loudest response you can give someone. It's not silent treatment, it's a lifestyle. Because don't argue with people who aren't looking for a solution. Solve yourself and be quiet, because that's how you'll make the most noise. An explanation you owe not to somebody that already knows. And if they don't know, maybe it's none of their business. And maybe you don't have to explain it to them. Because is giving them information progressive? Is it forward thinking? Is it in alignment with your path? Is it a main quest? Because if this side quest doesn't come with an award that aids you on your journey, why would you participate? If you have clearly communicated and or you're dealing with somebody that you know knows, mute the situation. Because technically we are playing Sims. So even though you want to respond, cancel the interaction. Or at least ask yourself this before you respond. Is this for them? Or is this for me because I feel like I have to convince them? Because ew, why do I feel that way? You could literally be doing anything else. Because if you know that you're done, go back and forth with no one. Just be done. Go back and forth with your passions, not people.
So most of you are crying and complaining that your men are no longer giving you attention. He's taking care of you. He stopped taking care of you. He checks out another woman in front of you. You ask him to get you something, he doesn't want to get it for you. Do you know you're going to practice the art of detachment and silence? Silent treatment goes a long way. But the fact that you are silent with him, that doesn't mean you give him an attitude. You will not react. You will not scream. You will just go into be silent. If you're not in the same house with him, makes it a whole lot better. Just keep quiet. Win through your silence, not through your words. Because you see, whatever he does, he's fully aware. He knows he's checking out another woman in front of you. He wants to see a reaction from you. He wants to know what you're going to do. He wants to know how much power he holds over you. And you're not going to give him that. If he's checking out another woman in front of you, pretend as if you can't even see. Or look for a man that is as handsome or more handsome than he is where you are. Or if you're in the house and maybe he's talking about another woman, when you're watching the movie, pick up, look for your favorite actor that is a guy and drew all over him. Just say how perfect this man is, his body and every single little thing, right in front of him. It's an innocent compliment, yeah? It's not supposed to do anything. And watch how he's going to react. Take it from me today. Never give a man a reaction. Whatever he does, he wants a reaction. If he picks up a call of a woman in front of you, he wants you to react. If he's looking at another woman, he wants you to react. If he's been giving you flowers every week and he stopped giving you flowers, he wants you to react. If he takes you for dinner, if he buys you stuff and he stopped doing everything he's supposed to do, he wants you to react. What would you do? You would not react.
To share what I think about this video. So, the power of silence. It's very, very important for everyone to know, guys. So, silence is often underestimated, but it holds an immense amount of power. In communication, silence can make people uncomfortable, forced to reflect, and even make them question their actions when someone expects a reaction from you. Whether it's a fight, a negotiation, or an emotional conversation, and you choose silence instead, they're left to deal with their own thoughts. They start wondering, what is she thinking? Did I go too far? Did I mess up? That's the power of making someone sit with their own words instead of instantly responding. Sometimes your silence is the only answer they need. In relationship, silence can be a game changer. Imagine arguing with someone who keeps throwing words at you, trying to provoke a reaction. The moment you stop engaging, the energy shifts. You are no longer feeding their fire, and suddenly the other person is left with their own frustrations. A simple yet effective way to reclaim your control. Silence can also save a boundary. When you stop explaining yourself to people who misunderstand you, when you walk away instead of begging for someone's attention, you are sending a message. I don't need to prove my worthy to you. In dating and attraction, silence works as a mystery too, very much. Over explaining always being available and instantly can make you predictable. But when you pull back, when you allow space between interactions, it becomes intriguing. People are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand. Have you ever noticed that when you stop chasing, the person who was pulling away suddenly start wondering where you went? That's a silent pull of absence. It's why the no contact rule works so well after a breakup, because silence creates curiosity and curiosity breeds interest. Even in business and leadership, silence is a sign of confidence. The most powerful people in the room are the ones talking the most. They're the ones who speak with purpose and know when to pause. A well-pressed silence after making a point allows your words to sink in. It forces the listener to process what you've just said. That's why negotiation experts often say whoever speaks first loses. The ability to sit in silence without rushing to fill the gap makes you appear more composed and in control. But silence is not just about power over others, it's also about over yourself. Learning to sit in silence without distraction, without noise, allow you to connect with your own thoughts. We live in a world that constantly demands our attention. From social media to endless conversation, we always reacting, but truth growth happens in moments of stillness. When you take a step back, when you listen to yourself instead of outside world, you gain clarity. You start making decisions based on your inner voice rather than the external pressure. There is also a healing aspect to silence. When you're going through heartbreak, stress, or emotional exhaustion, silence can be your best friend. Instead of waiting to everyone or drowning in distraction, sitting with your emotions allow you to process them. Silence forces you to face the things you've been running from, and while they can be uncomfortable, it's necessary for healing. The more you practice stillness, the more resilient you become. But let's be clear, silence is not about passive aggression or avoiding confrontation. It's about knowing your words are necessary and when they are not. It's about choosing to respond rather than to react. It's about using your silence as a tool, not as a weapon. Because the best way to make a statement is to say nothing at all. So the next time you are in a situation where words feel expected, as you ask yourself, does this really need a response? Sometimes your silence will speak louder than anything you could say. And in the silence, you might just find yourself with the greatest strength. Okay? So, if anyone says anything to you, it's important to respond nothing. Okay? So, that shows that you have power over yourself. You're able to control yourself and you don't have time or your time for your energy to give to others. Okay, because others are they just there to pull you, to drain you, and they just want to see how you're gonna react. By saying nothing says, or because the other part you'll be thinking like, what is she thinking, what's going with her, and all that. Okay, so even in dating and relationship, if you text a man and they ghost you, it's better you just let them be, because once you start texting them and asking, what did I do wrong, why are you doing this to me, they're going to feel like you are too desperate for them. Okay, and people, especially men, they react to no response because they'll come, what's she thinking, is she thinking of leaving me, is she thinking of doing this? Yeah, so silence is power. Do things even if it's you're talking to someone, do it yourself, do it in silence. Okay, because when you talk too much, it's gonna ruin everything. So make sure you take care of yourself, guys. I really appreciate for you watching the videos. I'll see you in my next videos. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.